Hello friends, welcome to AB Astrology. Today we're going to talk about the CHITRA Nakshatra. So let me share my screen. Okay, so CHITRA Nakshatra, the star of opportunity, the beautiful one, the mystical one, the magical one, the visually exciting, glittering, and the brilliant one, and also known as the bright one. It has many names. So everyone knows it's a star of opportunity, it's a star of merits. So we're going to discuss more about that. And I'm going to be a little biased with this nakshatra, as I have learned a lot about CHITRA Nakshatra with very close family members, as they have very prominent Chitra energy in their chart. So this is going to be a bit lengthy video as compared to the other videos. So I apologize in advance, those who think that those videos should have been this lengthy as well. But I truly believe, and I'm being forthcoming, that I'm a bit biased with Chitra Nakshatra here. So I pray to Lord Vishwakarma. Hopefully he's gonna bless me with this presentation, and hope you guys gonna like it. So the Lord is the ruling planet for this nakshatra is Mars. The symbol is bright jewel, or some call it pearl. The deity is associated with this nakshatra is Toa star. Some call it Vishwakarma, who is a celestial architect, the divine engineer, the cosmic artisan of the universe. Animal totem or animal associated with this nakshatra is a female tiger. Let me just see if I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. I just want to make sure that. Okay, so the female tiger, and we all know the tigers, they are very sensual. They have the very strong sexual desire. They are very passionate. They have a very seductive personality, and same we can see in Chitra native. So those who think it's only Rohini or it's Mrigashira or Ashalesha, Chitra is another nakshatra for that. Okay, so let's see about the Shakti. The Shakti is Punya Chayana Shakti. So the power to earn merits in life or to accumulate good karmas. That is the Shakti for this nakshatra. And Shaktis are very important to understand any nakshatra. Shakti and the desire. And what is the desire? The desire is to create. That's the job of Vishwakarma, that's the job of Costa, and that's the job of Chitra natives. Body part associated with this nakshatra is forehead, neck, sacred tree, which is very important. And as you guys know that I'm doing a series of nakshatras and Mother Nature with exotic astrology. So stay tuned with that, because I have done a separate video on bail as well. Common health issues. This is well written here. Why it's not going forward? Okay. So the star. Let's cover some astronomy today. The star SPICA, it is also known as the Great Diamond. And while I was doing the research, I got to know actually there are two stars. And I always thought SPICA was one star. So SPICA is actually a double star, a binary system, which is also called as a blue joint correlation of two signs in the nakshatra. We all know it's a Dvipada nakshatra, two legs falls in the Virgo, and two charans, two pada falls in the Libra side. It's a bright star, which is also known as the Virgo, the maiden. It looks like a bluish whitish color, and two stars shows the dual nature, just like we have discussed. Two padas, two charans falls in the Virgo, 2 charans fall in the Libra. So we can see the dual nature in Chitra natives a lot of times. And they are so close to each other on the astronomical level that it seems like one, but they are actually two. And whenever the gravity pulls them, or whenever they are orbiting around each other, they make a shape of an egg. And which is so interesting to see the relation of creativity from the egg, creation and progeny, which is the desire of Vishwakarma to have a wonderful progeny. So what does it means? What does being born under Chitra, what exactly it means? Very simple. It means trying to find the real meaning behind the secret functioning of the universe by uncovering, looking past, going through, uncovering the Maya of the universe. That's what exactly it means. And this is one of the biggest remedy also we can take it. So again, I'll repeat, and this is very fascinating. It means trying to find the real meaning behind the secret functioning of the universe. And by uncovering the Maya of the universe, looking in ourselves, in the inner beauty, that is what Chitra means. And this is also, I have seen, they have a life-altering experience. Some point down the life, they have a life-altering experience, a sudden urge in the life to find the true meaning of their existence, which is again the inner beauty. That exactly it means taking a birth under Chitra. So it is very self-explanatory, but still we're going to discuss more about this in the 4 mythological stories I have taken in this nakshatra. Just like I mentioned, I'm a bit biased with this nakshatra. And in the Narada story, which is one of my favorite mythological stories I have taken for this nakshatra, we're going to learn more about how the Maya works, how it is important to look beyond the Maya. We're going to discuss more about that. So Chitra and Maya, the cosmic illusion, just like I have given the name, it's a mystical nakshatra, it's a Mayavi nakshatra, it's a beautiful nakshatra. So Chitra is the most mystical nakshatra of all the nakshatras, out of 27 nakshatras. Again, the deity power is to mystify, to trap you in the Maya jar. So they can create Maya by their charm, by their natural ability to dazzle, just like the female tiger, just like the animal totem. Or they also have the power to break Maya by balancing their beliefs, to understand the real meaning behind everything. Again, to look into the inner beauty. So they have the power to create Maya, they have the power to break Maya as well. And again, the Charan plays a very big role. Those it falls in the Virgo side, they are more aware of the Maya. Those, for those it goes in the Libra side, they are more into the materialistic part, we can say. In some charts, again, you have to see the full chart. Again, this is the general statement, because on the Libra side, they are more into relationships and all, but that's a separate chapter. So they can create Maya and they can break Maya as well. And by balancing their belief in order to understand the real meaning behind everything. So Chitra natives must go beyond the Maya to understand and discover the great potential of their deep wisdom and enlightenment, I would also say, or the deeper knowledge. Again, going within in themselves. That is the key thing. So in order to go beyond, that they have to do. And this they have to do. To look beyond, to discover the great potential of their deep wisdom and spirituality, I would also say, or getting self-enlightenment, looking into the inner beauty. That is the most important point. Okay, so how does the Chitra creation works? Have you ever thought how really it works? We all know the pearl or the brightest 12 is the symbol of that. But how the creation works for Chitra natives, have you ever thought about that? So just like the creation of the jewels and the pearls, we know they have to go through the hard process. They have to go through the harsh processes. So same thing like that. Oyster goes through a lot of frustration and create pearls from nothing, just a grain of dust. That's how oyster creates a beautiful jewel, a beautiful pearl like that. It is creating from its frustration as soon as it sees the foreign object. So Chitra must learn, they should, and they must learn to how to deal with the roughness of day-to-day life, getting rid of the impurities and illusions, again, / Maya, on their way to realize the ultimate reality, which is self. And this is the brightest jewel means as the Chitra symbol. And how this is, they develop the merits of good karmas, I would say, accumulates the merit of good karmas, which is again one of the desire for Chitra natives, by getting the self-enlightenment. So this is again very self-explanatory, but this is very important slide, that how the Chitra creation works, how the oyster creates is the best of its pearl from its frustration. Later I have another slide in order to give you how the defense mechanism work for Chitra natives. This was the slide I was talking about. So why, I ask you all, why there is an urge to create at all? Why the progeny is so important? Why the creativity is so important? Why the desire is creativity? So why there is an urge behind it? So as we all know, the deity desire is to have wonderful progeny, to create wonderful children. The passionate nature that it drives from its animal symbol, female tiger, to procreate by using its sensual personality. And this urge is believed to come, yes, to come from the feeling of incompleteness and dissatisfaction, or also we can say from the self-defense mechanism. So the creation of a pearl, just like I was mentioning in the last slide, oyster, that is its defense mechanism towards the foreign object. However, it has to put several layers on the grain of the sand or of the dust on it in order to create a pearl. So it is often noticed, that's what I have seen in Chitra natives, the most beautiful of their creation comes during their most difficult times, through the frustration which we were talking about in the last slide. So the most beautiful of their creation come during their most difficult times. And often Chitra natives must feel, may feel, should feel, would feel frustrated as they put all their energy into creativity. So again, the frustration, the irritation part. So whenever, if they are not doing anything, if they are dissatisfied, again, their self-defense mechanism, it starts just like the oyster, and they feel frustrated, and that's where the creativity works bang on. And that's where they create one of their best creations in their most difficult times. Okay, so the story of Narad and Maya. This is one of my best mythological stories. We're going to discuss about that. So see, we all know among Brahma, Naraji. I'm going to give you a gist of this mythological story. It's a beautiful mythological story of Naraji and Lord Vishnu and Brahmaji. So among Brahma, we all know Naraji was one of the sons, and he did not wanted to do anything with the material world. Just like his brother Sukha, he wanted to enjoy the company of only Lord Vishnu. So because of that, he did not wanted to marry, and Lord Brahma wanted him to marry. But he consistently said that I don't want to get married. I want to enjoy only the realm of Lord Vishnu, just like my brother Sukha. But he went a step further. He encouraged all his other brothers others, Brahma's son, to stay celibate like him and not to get married. And he did not see any point of engaging in this prakriti. So with many attempts of Brahma, he was very self-resistant, and finally Lord Brahmaji cursed him, and he said, you will stay trapped in this material world until you appreciate the value of Maya. So he got that curse. So now he got worried. He went to Lord Vishnu and he said, and Brahmaji has cursed me like this and I'm really worried. So can you tell me what is the real meaning of Maya? So he said, okay, I'll tell you. Just go out there and fetch some water for me from the ocean. So he went to the ocean and he saw a beautiful girl. He saw a beautiful lady. And now he wanted to marry her. So he went to his father, got married, got kids, got grandkids, got more grandkids. And one day it was raining heavily. And it was just like a big tsunami came and the water washed away all his village, wife, kids, grandsons, everyone. And he was in a lot of pain. He was in a lot of suffering. And he shouted out loud in the sky and he said, Lord Vishnu, I need your help. So two hands came from the sky and they pulled him up. And the next moment he saw himself in Vishnu's abode, which was Vaikunt. And Lord Vishnu said, Narad, where is my water? And he was like, forget about the water. Where is my wife? Where is my children? Where are my grandchildren? And Narad did not understand this. So, I have to give you exact dialogue, what Lord Vishnu said, because I want to narrate in the same way. It is very entertaining. So, Vishnuji said, Narad, where does this pain and suffering coming from? Asked Vishnu with a very good smile. I would say a cunning smile. I thought you had the full knowledge of Maya before you were sent out to fetch water for me. Narad bowed down his head with the realization he knew Maya, but he never experienced Maya. And unless you experience Maya, one will not be able to empathize with those who are trapped in it. And that was the curse. Said Vishnu, you knew all about the measuring scales and subjective realities, yet you forgot all about them as soon as you entered the material world. Your knowledge, your understanding of Maya should have helped you with that, but it did not. Such is the spell of Maya, Vishnuji said to Naradji. I love this mythological story. And now that you have experienced Maya, so I want you to go out there, meet people, and shake their measuring scales, challenge their subjective realities until they realize the only way out from Maya is to seek answers out of the materialistic reality. And how you can do that? By getting into the spiritual path, by taking my name. So this is what we can learn from this beautiful mythological stories, that in order to look beyond the Maya Jal, the mystified Jal of Vishwakarma, you have to look beyond. You have to look deep inside the inner beauty, which is the self-enlightenment, which we have talked about in the previous slide. So that's why it is a very mystical, Mayavi nakshatra out of all other nakshatras. And every nakshatra have a beautiful traits. They have some good sides, they have some shadow sides. But I personally loved the story of Narad and Maya Jal, how he was cursed and how Vishnu ji taught him the lesson. Because again, the understanding and knowledge of Maya is a separate thing. Experiencing Maya is a different thing. Only then you can know the true value, the real value of it. So here we're going to talk a little about the animal symbol, which is again the national animal of India as well, which is Bengal tiger. So it is known, I will go with the few bullet points. So the Indian naturalist Kailashiji said, tiger is a creature of hypnotic power and fascination, just like the Chitra natives. They are the beautiful beast, the gorgeous color, glossy skin, strength in their muscles, which represents Mars as well, which is the ruling planet for this nakshatra. And this gentleman here from the National Zoo, John, he says always secretive. And we're going to discuss more about that, how Vishwakarma works. Always secretive, never devious, always a killer, never a murderer. So not by deceit. Always a killer, never a murderer. And solitary, never alone. That's, you can see in Chitra natives as well. So more traits of tigers, which we can see in Chitra natives as well. Fiercely intelligent, like the Chitra natives. They have the unique stripes, like the human fingerprints, not two are same. And they have the unique behavior, just like the Chitra natives. So they are very unique in their personality. And female tigers are raise the cubs and train them. And that's where I have also seen in the charts as well. Male figures are not so much involved in the raising, and that's what I've seen in Chitra natives, that they are not very much involved with the father, but they are more involved with the mother. And sometimes also what I have seen, that there might be some circumstances where they have to live far away from their father as well. That also I have seen in many charts. And also, we all know for the female tiger, also related to love for creation, again the progeny part. Female tiger loves for its progeny and creation, so which is the Vishwakarma's desire as well. So female tigers are not very territorial. They hardly fight for the territories. They do not fight for the cause. That you can again see in the Chitra natives. So, and they always fight for the truth and law. Or this I have consistently seen bang on with Chitra natives. So they don't fight for petty things. They do not fight without a cause. But whenever they fight, they can be harsh as well. So tigers, they are active, hunt day and night. And Chitra, we all know, ruled by Mars. So a lot of energy in these natives. Lot of energy. So tigers have a very good vision, very good hearing, and also SPICA, which is the astronomical name for Chitra, is also called the ear of the grain. So we can see the correlation. Excellent hearing. These people have excellent hearing. Same like Shravana. Beautiful eyes. You can pinpoint. So like Rohini, like Mrigashira or Ashalesha, you can also, these natives, Chitra natives, have beautiful eyes. Sand like paper tongue. This, when I was researching, I got to know they have a sand like paper tongue. They can grind anything. Chitra natives become harsh when they are fighting for righteousness. And again, I have discussed another story where Vishwakarma is cursing his own daughter, which I'll be explaining later. So their speech can become harsh when they're fighting for righteousness. Chitra people, Chitra natives knows how to make their presence felt. They know how to present themselves. They know how to come into a limelight. They know that. They are very choosy eaters. They dress their prey, love for the neatness. And this neatness is taken in a different pattern. And this again, I have seen Chitra natives consistently, I have seen, or in 7 out of 10 charts, I have seen, they know or they are very well versed in their table manners. Very bang on, I have seen in this. So they dress their prey, love for the neatness. They love for, the nature for physical and outer beauty, which we're going to discuss more. And once it's their time to eat, they do not like to share. Chitra natives again. I have someone in my family, oh man, prominent Chitra. Never, you touch his plate, that's it, you're done. So they do not like to share their meal, I have consistently seen. Okay, so let's talk about Vishwakarma's Vahan. It's a very big subject. And I think in this presentation, we're going to talk about, say, other than the animal totem, we should also learn, observe, closely observe what is the Vahan. Vahan in the Western, for the Western audience, I can say this is a Indian term, Hindi term. Vahan is like your vehicle. What is the vehicle used for the deity? And for each and every deity, there is a Vahan associated with them. And if you look closely, or if you observe closely, or if you do enough research, you will, you will get to know some of the traits, or I would say most of the traits of the deity himself is coming into the Vahan as well. So understanding, and it is very important to understand that it's not that one day Vishwakarma ko sapna aaya, he got a dream and he said, okay, swan is my Vahan. No, not like that. Always go for the logical reasoning. Always go for the mythological, what is the mythology behind, because swan is also the Vahan of Mata Saraswati as well, the goddess Saraswati. So there are reasons why they are choosing their particular Vahans. So swans, while I was researching for swans, I got to know they are in two colors, black and white, just like the dual signs of Chitra, just like the dual stars in Spica, just like two padas falls in the Chitra side, in the Virgo side, two in the, so that was a beautiful correlation. So swans they stand for grace, beauty, and appearance, just like the animal totem tiger, just like the Vishwakarma, just like the Chitra natives. So they stand for grace, beauty, and appearance, just like a swan. Swan is one of the most beautiful bird, I would say, I have ever seen. They have the great ability. So one of the largest flying bird. Yes, they are. And also swans stand for or remind us that there is more to see when we can trust our intuition, just like Chitra natives. So very important point. Calm and gentle, mridhu, like Chitra. Again, see how the traits are coming even into the Vahan as well. Swan also stand for the higher self, like a Vishwakarma. Within each person, like Chitra motive, to surpass, to look beyond the Maya and realize the real self, the self-enlightenment. How beautiful it is, right? In China, while I was doing research, I got to know there were many points. I have taken only few points just to give you the taste of it, how important it is to look for the Vahan as well, and to see the creativity part is coming into the Vahan as well. And you can do for each and every nakshatra, which I'm going to do it as well in my research. So in China, they are known for persistence, working hard to get to their objective, just like Chitra natives. Work very hard, known for their persistence. Look beyond also stand for look beyond the dullness to see the inner beauty of the world. Again, the inner beauty, which is more important. And I would say this is the biggest remedy I would recommend to any Chitra natives. Again, look at the desire of Vishwakarma, of a Twastar. Protective parent loves progeny. That's what Swan also loves. And that's the desire of Vishwakarma as well. See, it is so important. Okay, another slide on a bird. We all know each and every, other than the animal. I have given you another bullet pointer, big one, Vahan. Always look for the Vahan, or the carrier, you can say, or you can say the vehicle for each and every deity. Why they call that? Always go for the logic. And there is another separate mythological story why Saraswati ji, goddess Saraswati ji, chose swan, not peacock. There is a huge mythological story behind that, which we're going to discuss some other day. So there is a sacred bird associated with each and every nakshatra. So again, you're going to see beautifully how the creativity is coming of Vishwakarma into the birds as well, or of the birds associated with that nakshatra. So woodpecker, creative communication like a Morse code. That's how they communicate. Again, look at their creative way of communicating. That we can see in Chitra native as well. Or maybe if someone can do more research, where in the spies movies where you see they do tick, 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 like in the ships or in the Navy ships, the way like a Morse code they do. Maybe they're prominent Chitra, who knows? So that's another level of research we can do. So woodpecker, creative communicator, like the Chitras. And again, it is a star of opportunity. So see how it's knocking, feels like the opportunity is knocking on the door, which is again the star of opportunity on the first light. So how beautiful, look, it is working. Even with the birds associated with Vishwakarma. They are attention grabbers like Chitras, like the female tiger. They know how to grab our attention, with how to dazzle the opposite sex or how to dazzle the masses. They know how to make their appearance. We have already discussed that. Uses its head, which is again the body part associated with this nakshatra, to hammer solutions, like Chitra, who uses their knowledge. Very intelligent people. They see value everywhere. And even in dead trees like Chitra, they can create from nothing. See what woodpecker does? Even from a dead tree, it creates a beautiful home. That's the job of Vishwakarma, and that's the job of woodpecker, the bird associated with this nakshatra. So even in a dead tree, they see the value in everything, and they create from nothing. And just like oyster as well, as soon as it sees the foreign object, how the self-defense mechanism works for him. And I'll give you a modern day example as well. Hats off to the source, how the Vishwakarma energy is working. Let me give you a modern day example. We all know, or most of the human population on our planet are completely unaware of how the normal soil containing silicon is fashioned into a computer through whom I'm speaking to you right now. A device which has the ability to do all these magical like functions. See how beautiful this example is for Chitra or for Vishwakarma. Like computer, we all know he does all these magical like functions. That's the job of Vishwakarma. That's the creativity of Vishwakarma. And Vishwakarma, most of the gods and the other celestial beings do not have a clue that how Vishwakarma creates magnificent structures with his creativity by using the basic elements. And that's the job of woodpecker, we can see as well, that how it is creating a beautiful home for its or a nest from a dead tree. That's Chitra natives. That's the power of true Chitra natives. Magical. That's why it says it's a magical star. Imagine Rahu in this nakshatra. I have seen Rahu in Chitra or in Hasta, magicians, lot of magicians. Again, the symbolic meaning is to trust your gut feeling, intuition, again, inner beauty. Look in the womb of your ideas. And what is the womb of our ideas? Again, brain, which is again related to the body part of this nakshatra. Woodpecker remind us to be mindful of our words. It has a narrow tongue, and that's why they can be very harsh while they speak sometimes. And again, when they get harsh, when they're going for righteousness. So this is again the shadow side. Chitra natives speak without thinking. Again, I have seen it many times. And in Roman mythology, it is associated with Mars. And who's in Vimshotri Dasha, who's the ruling planet for this nakshatra? It is Mars, which is the planet of energy. So how important you can see the Vahan is, or the bird and the trees, on which I'm doing a separate series. So if you combine all that, like in this video also, I must tell you, and I should be, let me be very frank, it was a 50-60 slide video. And I have cut down. That's why it was taking time for me to do editing. I have cut down to 20-25 slides. Imagine the amount of data or the research you can do just on one nakshatra. And those who love predicting, I know people love predicting, right? It's all about prediction. It's less about self-corrective tools. It's more about prediction. So those who love predicting, just with this slide, maybe at the end of this slide, they can at least predict 10 things for any Chitra native. So again, the prediction is not the key. It's not the vision for me. The inner beauty, in order to understand inner beauty, to look beyond the Maya, which is the true meaning for Chitra, that is my vision. Okay, let's discuss some traits of Chitra. Ruled by Mars. We all know it gives energy, fighting spirit, passion. Again, the basis above is law and the basis above is truth. This is key for Chitra natives. Okay, what is their desire? To create, create, and create. That's what I've consistently seen in Chitra natives. They love to create. Love for progeny and children. And Vishwakarma is known to have 5 sons and 2 daughters. And a very good serious bond with the children. That's consistently I have seen. I have a very good friend who's having a moon in Chitra, bang on with this trait. Shining personality, like a bright jewel, like a pearl. Very dynamic personality. They love glamour. I think I have mentioned here as well. Oh yeah, fascinated with the glamour world. Very spiritual. And I have given a very good example as well later on. Soft nakshatra, they have a very kind heart for the poor people. Power of intuition, like a Vishwakarma. Very good refined manners, just like I have said. Very good table manners. Very good conversationalist. Very good in communicating. Different way of communicating, just like the woodpecker. Unique way, like a Morse code. They can win arguments with their charm and with their emotions. That's, other than Rohini, Chitra is another one. So if you think it's only Rohini, you're wrong. There are many nakshatra energies who can win arguments, and Chitra is one of them through their charm and their emotion. Okay, let me read only a few of them. Very good planners, yes, very good planners and organizers. They do not delay in doing things. And again, this is Mars, this is soldier. You're dealing with the soldier here. Experts in arts like Vishwakarma, ability to beautify, arranging things in beautifully. This, what I have seen, again, a very good friend of mine who is an event planner back home in India. And he has prominent Chitra energy. Beautiful, one of the leading event management companies I have seen in India. So again, Vishwakarma traits. They can be short-tempered, yes, if they're pushed into a corner, yes, again, but they always go out for the righteousness, and that's where the anger comes. They stand up to the unlawful ones, yes, even if there is a big name against them, even more in the hierarchy system, does not matter. They always stand against the unlawful ones. And even if they have to stand against power, yes. And later on, again, I have discussed the story of Vishwakarma, how he stood up against the Lord Indra not to give him soma. We're going to discuss more about that. Righteousness, yes, again, I have another mythological story where we're going to discuss how Vishwakarma ji stand for his righteousness, even against his own daughter, and how he later on cursed her for the same thing. So these are some traits. Very kind and passionate inside, very passionate people. They do not like to waste their energy on petty things, which we have discussed earlier, towards the tribal matters. Like, they don't fight for nickel and dime. These are not those kind of people. They love taking selfies. Oh, yeah, it's an era of selfies. So how we can skip that part? So if they don't love taking selfies, they love taking pictures of others. And I can say that, I can vouch for that, because most of my good pictures, when I used to do commercial modeling and all, it was taken by a prominent Chitra moon. So yes, I can vouch for that. Fitness freaks, lot of bodybuilders or fitness models, you can see they have prominent Chitra, or maybe ascendant in Chitra, or maybe ascendant, I would say, or focal planets. If moon or ascendant both are in Chitra in the ascendant, fitness freaks. They believe in having perfect 6 or 8 packs. Okay, dark side of Chitra natives, that is also very important. They can be argumentative, they can be dominating. Yes, they can be very dominating. Mars, you're dealing with Mars. They speak before they think. Yes, very quick reactors, again, like soldier, like Mars. They can be dubious. They can have dual nature, like the dual stars. Again, 2 padas falls in Virgo, 2 padas falls in Libra. And again, it is a separate presentation. How a Chitra gonna behave in Virgo and how the Chitra gonna behave in Libra. That is a separate presentation. But this is going to give you a good brief of what Chitra natives are, or where they have to work. They can be direct and fluent tone. Yes, they can have that. Lot of ahem. Oh yes, lot of, it's very common these days, I would say, ego issues, ego concerns. And especially in this case, especially when Chitra is falling into the Libra side, that's where the sun gets debilitated. Lot of ahem. Consistently, I have seen. Not bothered about the sentiments of others. Again, I have seen that, self-explanatory. Married life must be strained. Yes, I have seen that too in many charts. Yes, this is consistently, I have seen they have quarrels against their siblings. Big time I have seen. Yeah, this is also very important. Not very helpful nature until, so they can be selfish as well. Not very helpful unless it serves them as well. So very practical and very logical, just like Mars. Mars is a logical planet, technical planet. We're going to discuss more about that. May have troubles with father, just like I have mentioned. Yes, they are more associated or more involved with the mother as compared to the father. And I have seen it in many charts, especially the 9th Lord, 5th Lord going into Chitra, or 10th Lord. They might travel far away, or they might live far away from their father. I have also seen that. Maybe you can put your comments in if you can relate to that, so that we can all learn from each other. Okay, so what does the old text, very important to read, Vedas, Upanishad, Purans, what does those says? I always look for the quotations in Rig Veds, as I keep posting it on my Instagram as well. So Varamira, I will just only read few of them. Varamira says, Chitra native wear beautiful garments and flowers and will have beautiful eyes like tigers. So yes, that's what I have consistently seen. And beautiful garments, again, associated Chitra and Libra side, Venus. Venus is involved. And they love wearing beautiful garments, love the glamour line, which we have already discussed. They love wearing garlands. And in modern day, we can take the example of necklaces, or maybe other things which you can wear on your neck, or the robes, just like the Bharni as well. They are very learned in the science of sexual love, so it's a very sexual nakshatra as well. Again, anything to do with progeny or creation, sexuality has to be there. Will enjoy all the pleasures. It's very fascinating. We are talking about the sexual love, wealth, enjoy pleasures, and today is Purva Falguni, and we are talking about that. So see how, and even the desire for Purva Falguni is to procreate. So how the karma is working in both the nakshatras, and I'm making this video on Purva Falguni. So let's discuss about some careers. Architects, self-explanatory, lot of architects I have seen. Engineers, oh man, the amount of mechanical engineers I have seen, especially Mars, sitting on Mars and Moon in Chitra. Tons of technical, logical people, lots of mechanical engineers. Mars is technical knowledge, logical knowledge, and lot of engineers I have seen. Interior designers, Vishwakarma, lot of jewelers, lawyers, legal assistants, yes, actors, again, to do with the film, glamour world, visual arts, yes, designing, you name it, fashion designers, again, related to the glamour world, sketchers, yes, they are also related to Hasta. Again, Hasta is a different level of art. Chitra is the finer version of Hasta product. That's what Chitra is actually. Painters, so other than Rohini, Hasta, yes, Chitra, very good painters. Strategic planners, tons of charts. I have researched strategic planners, and here I have taken the example of Dwight Eisenhower, 34th president of USA, focused and known for highway system. Again, the planning. Vastu consultant, we all know Vishwakarma is also associated with Vastu. Sculptors, big time. So the one who's making murtis and all, Chitra natives, bang on Chitra power. So here I have taken some big names, big examples, which will make, as soon as you're gonna read their names, it's gonna make sense. Kim Kardashian, she needs no introduction. Ascendant and Sun, both in Chitra. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, again, the Shanshaw of Bollywood, the Lambu Dada, not Lambu Dada, I cannot say that, he's very much respectable. Sun and Moon, both in Chitra Nakshatra. Abdul J. Kalam Saab, one of the biggest, I would say, name in the presidencies of India, and he was also a scientist. Sun and Mercury, both in Chitra. Adolf Hitler, yes, he is also ascended in Chitra, also originally a painter. He was a painter, and he still have used his paintings to express his love for architecture. Look at here, painting. Adolf Hitler, they are still in some Munich. K.N. Rao Saab, the living legend of astrology. Sun, Moon, Venus, all in ascendant in Chitra Nakshatra in the Libra side. He needs no introduction. We have already spoken about him. Swami Vivekananda Ji, even though the spirituality is also seen from Chitra. He has Jupiter in 11th house, I guess, in Chitra Nakshatra. And Swami Vivekananda Ji's chart in itself is a very big presentation. Homi Baba, again, the leading scientist, one of the biggest scientists, ascended in Chitra. There are some more examples I have taken, not their chart, but some examples. Jennifer Aniston of Hollywood, student of fine arts, again, arts. This is very fascinating. While I was doing the research, I got to know Japanese. We all know Japanese people are known for their technology, for their creative, magical creative technology, love for their science, technology, creative field. Japanese people have a race as Chitras. Can you imagine that? They have a race named as Chitra. So it was very fascinating while I was doing the research. I thought it is worthwhile putting this point into my slide. Okay, the deity, as we have discussed, earlier, Twastar, also known as Vishwakarma, the celestial architect, the creator of the universe. Vishwakarma ji is believed to be the principal architect of the universe. Wow. And Vishwa Puran, I always go for the classics. I love taking the classic examples because that's where I can say it's not me saying, it's the Purana or Upanishads, our classical texts are saying. So Vishnu Puran says, Vishwakarma, the author of 1,000 arts, the mechanic, again, just like we have discussed, of the gods, the fabricator of all the ornaments. Later I have another slide on that. So fabricator can be in any field, the fabricator of all the ornaments, the chief of the artist. It's Vishwakarma. And the constructor of the self-moving chariots of the deities, self-moving chariots. Who's the constructor? Who's the name behind it? It's Vishwakarma. How beautiful that is. Again, I will not read the full shloka, even though my Sanskrit is horrible. So Rig Ved verse says, 10.82, Twastar is the creator of the universe, emerged from or related to Vishwakarma. That's what the Rig Veda says. See, look at the swan. Beautiful swan, the Vahan of Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma and Jagannath idols. Again, while I was doing the research, I got to know through the Brahma Puran. Vishwakarma is very much believed, and it is said in the Brahma Puran, Vishwakarma, he was the main carpenter. Again, a lot of carpenters also I have seen in Chitra Natives charts. Vishwakarma was the main carpenter to make the Jagannath idols. He was the one who efficiently and instantly made the idols. And again, a story on Jagannath, a presentation of Jagannath is a total separate chapter. Maybe one day I'm going to do that as well. And Skand Puran says, which is the another versions, Narayana took the form of carpenter. Narayana took the form, we can say, of Vishwakarma to build these idols. See, that's why it is very important to understand and learn the classical text. Okay, so time to take some more mythological stories. And again, I'm not going to take 4 or 5 mythological stories in each and every video. This is very close to my heart, this nakshatra. As I have said, many close ones in my family, they have Chitra energy, and I have learned a lot from them. And let's talk about the Vishwakarma. As per, again, the Vaman Puran, Vishwakarma's daughter, whose name was Chitrangrada, was bathing in the river. Prince Surtha happened to see her, and they fell in love, and later on Prince seduced her. When Vishwakarma got to know about this, he cursed his own daughter, again for the righteousness, that he would never be able to marry. On hearing this curse, Chitrangrada fainted, and when she woke up, she jumped into the river named Saraswati, which carried her to one of the rishis or sage ashram. So the sage later realized her sorry state and cursed back Vishwakarma to born as a monkey. So fascinating, this mythological story. And it is believed that the Vishwakarma gave a birth to another monkey, Nala, the monkey who created the bridge, the Ram Setu, to Lanka to Ram. See how the DNA of Vishwakarma, he gave a birth to another monkey named Nala, who created. Creativity is all about Chitra. Ram Setu to Lanka for Ram. So what we can learn from this mythological story. So the creative part, even though after getting curses and standing against his own daughter for righteousness. That's what you can see in CHITRA Nakshatra as well. Okay, another mythological story of Sanjana and Surya. As per the Markandeya Puran, again, it's not me saying, Markandeya Puran tells the story of Vishwakarma daughters, which is Sanjana, and we all know that she was married to a sun god, and she was unable to endure the heat and brilliance of the sun rays. So she ran away, and Vishwakarma counseled. And why I have highlighted this, they're very good counselors also, I have seen. So Vishwakarma counseled her to go back, but she could not handle it. So on her request, Vishwakarma cuts off the 1/8 part of the sun's brilliance. That's the power of Vishwakarma. And it is said that those fragments took the shape and the form of the other planets in the universe. And it is also said out of those fragments, he made Lord Shiva's Trishul, Sudarshan Chakras of Vishnu, and Kuber's Vallam, and many other magical weapons or celestial weapons he made for all the other gods. So that's what the real Vishwakarma power is, Chitra power is. So that what we can learn from this story as well. Another mythological story, story of Indra and Tuastar. We all knew that Tuastar was the one responsible to keep the elixir of the gods, which is Soma, in his house for the purpose of giving it later on to the Indra. But when Indra killed Tuastar's son, Vishwarupa, the one with the 3 heads, Tuastar got very angry, and he did not let Indra enter his house so that he can get his Soma. So Indra, later on, he broke into his house and took the Soma by force. That's very much Jeshta or Indra. So this, what it tells, the ability of the Chitra type natives to stand against the unlawful types, to stand against even for the big names, even if they're boss, even if they're your own boss, they have the ability to stand against the unlawful types, the unlawful ones, against the big names. And it also shows the character and integrity in their personalities. That's very much Chitra. That's very much Mars and Chitra, no matter what the chain of command is. So I think all these mythological stories must have given you some hints, some remedies, or a lot of info on Chitra natives. So I think that's about it. And please do not expect me to make, I wish I have the ability and capacity to make longer videos, but I was a bit biased in this video. I do accept that. So I think that was my 2 cents on CHITRA Nakshatra. Hopefully you must like, or you must be liking the video. Hopefully, I'm hoping. And I bow down to Lord Vishwakarma, and maybe the next video I will make on some another nakshatra soon, whenever I will get the time. So till that time, thank you all, and I'll see you guys again with another video, with another nakshatra, with another message, and I'll see you guys soon, and I wish you all the best in your life. Thank you.